Alright, it's time to do the last review of the day that I'm off. So this time, we're going to be reacting to how to become a pro wrestler in 2025 or next year for 2026 as well, just in case. World Beaters Wrestling, and it's by Damien Sater, and of course, it's where that. Now, I know that I'm still trying to figure out how I want to become a pro wrestler. But I know martial arts has to come first. But even though my mainly goal is to learn martial arts and, become a pro wrestler as well. Even though I want to do a lot of stunts, a lot of bumps, a lot of selling and some moves and all that. But the only reason why I want to become a pro wrestler because it's very good moments that I want to be in the roles of WWE, because it's actually very important. That it actually does help me a lot of moments that I want to meet Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Damian Priest, Triple H, of course. That's mainly someone to work for him. There's a lot of other things that I want, because even though that I didn't want to ruin my characters from some other things or two, because I just want to do this, being me, do this on my own, because even though I want to learn my own characters because of the right thing to do, and I don't know if they would have let me because I was thinking I made up my own stories that how I wanted to, because even though I've been struggling a lot of mental health and mental illness and suffer anxiety and depression and tried to hurt myself for every single time it happens a lot, because it's a very difficult, and I've been still dealing with my family, because a lot of things they never understand everything about it, because I just want to focus on the future unless they help me, because it really does help me a lot of doing this. So that's how I really feel about it, because I just hoping for me learning from any pro wrestling moves that I want to have experience with, because I know there's a lot of things at at Japanese wrestling. And it really does help me a lot more often, because now that I think about it, it's actually cool, seeing it, because like at NJPW, a New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think that's the main reason I wanted to try it out, of course. 'Cause I know it's gonna be very long for me to do a bunch of indies and stuff, so yeah, it really does help me a lot. So yeah, I really hope they might understand, because I really want someone to contact me and say, hey, you want to be in the pro wrestling and stuff. I just really wish, because that's how I wish to really happen. So yeah, but let's check it out in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Professional wrestling, the greatest art form in the world, and you know that you want to get involved. So where do you start? What do you need to do? How do you prepare yourself? How do you become a pro wrestler in 2023? Or 2024, 2025, whenever you watch this video? Same deal applies.
Well, it's 2025. It's going to be next year, so yeah. Don't even worry about it.
First, let me say that of the millions of people who one day dreamed of becoming a pro wrestler, even just taking that first step and heading to a pro wrestling school, or even watching this video, is a step beyond a majority. So I commend you for taking that step. I commend you for having ambitions to do what we do, because I tell you that in my 20 plus years as a pro wrestler, coach, and all the other jobs I've done in the industry, it's the most rewarding business in the world, but also the toughest. If you're enjoying these videos and want to support me in making bigger and better content just like this, make sure you head over to my worldbeaterwrestling.com Patreon. It's a community for pro wrestlers, current and aspiring, a place of networking, collaboration, and exclusive learning content to help you on your pro wrestling journey. Anyway, back to the video. So first, let's start with the training school, because you need to find somewhere to train, and unless you've been in the NFL, probably not a good chance that you can knock on that performance center door and get yourself a contract on day one. The pro wrestling school you go to should not just be the closest facility to home. Professional wrestling is not regulated. It's not like other sports. Anyone can truly open up their own school regardless of experience level. So you need a little bit of quality control. I would always be looking first and foremost at places that have the best reputation. So do your research online. Find schools that have reputable coaches who have produced reputable talent, maybe names you might have seen before, and just ask around. Ask people who have done great things in wrestling where they would train in your home city if it was up to them. But also be aware that just because you might step foot in a place and start training, it doesn't mean you have to end up in that place. If you do start training and it's not fitting your values or what you want out of pro wrestling, if some alarm bells are ringing, then don't be afraid to move on. Now, when you make contact with a promotion, often they will either ask you to try out, to attend an open day, or to join a fundamentals class. Different promotions have different philosophies, different ways they do it, but be prepared to work on your conditioning, because that's generally where you start. The fundamentals of pro wrestling are to build our body to keep each other safe, not just yourself, but also your training partners. Look, professional wrestling is not for everyone. It's not easy. There's a lot of danger involved and a high risk of catastrophic injury. So any training school that is worth a damn is gonna put safety number one. So a lot of those tryouts are designed to weed people out. They're designed to have a group come through who have the physical and mental and emotional capability to at least join a fundamentals class. If you're quitting on yourself early on, then there's a good chance that you'll quit on yourself when you're holding someone else's safety in your hands. So a lot of promotions won't take that risk. So be prepared to work hard. To be honest, on day one or even month one, there's probably not a lot of technique that you're gonna learn. Don't expect to come in and learn swanton bombs in your first week. You're gonna be developing your body and your mind for the toll that pro wrestling takes. But you wanna know how to prepare yourself, so let's start with the physical, one of the most important things in professional wrestling. Where I see a lot of people go wrong is they put too much stock in getting their bodies prepared before starting training. Now, it is a noble thing, it's a commendable thing to want to get yourself in shape first, because there is a level of athleticism that you need before you start training. But a lot of people think, I'm going to go to the gym for 6 months. I'm going to try this sport for a year and get myself fit first. I'm going to go jogging every morning for the next year before I start wrestling training. And that time never comes. The truth is, pro wrestling has different demands to any other sport, any other athletic endeavor I have ever experienced in my life. I've seen bodybuilders, football players, actors, couch potatoes come in and have pretty similar results on day one. It's hard, it's tough, it's gonna be tough for anyone. So for me, the best thing you can do if you've got some sort of base level of fitness is just start training. This is the place where you're gonna get fit, you're gonna get yourself into that ring shape. But if you have a little bit of time before joining that fundamentals class or heading to your first tryout, there's definitely a few things I'd recommend that can get your body ready for day one. First thing I'd say is hit the gym. It's an obvious one. And look, what you do just depends on your goals, your shape, your size, what you enjoy doing, what's going to keep you consistent. Whether it's hypertrophy style bodybuilding training, powerlifting, CrossFit, high intensity interval training. Look, they all have their pros and cons, they all have their merits, and they will all help in some way with pro wrestling, but not all the way. Martial arts is another big one. I promote doing any sort of grappling art, from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to submission grappling, catch wrestling, amateur wrestling, judo. They're all gonna help in a lot of ways, and the same goes for striking arts like Muay Thai, Taekwondo, karate. They're all gonna help in some way. whether
That's
it's
the goal.
footwork, conditioning, discipline, some of the same movements that we use in pro wrestling, particularly with things like jiu-jitsu and wrestling. Give them a go. And this is not something I say that's exclusive for people wanting to start wrestling. I promote it to anyone in wrestling. I know personally it's something I still do often. I still train every single week in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and submission grappling and amateur wrestling, and it helps me in so many different ways with what I do in the ring. Now let's talk about the mental side. As you can gather already, I've said it a few times, professional wrestling is one of the hardest things you will ever do mentally. I equate it to a combination of live stunt work, to improv theatre, to mixed martial arts, all combined together in front of a large, stressful, anxiety-driven paying audience. It's not easy at the best of times. So you can be really great at learning technique and pick it up really quickly, but maybe your performance side struggles, or maybe you're really good at acting and performing and having a presence, but you just can't understand the techniques. Everyone will come to their hurdles and you'll probably come to them very quickly and they'll be frustrating. It's a long game. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So you need to work hard and be consistent, because if you're not consistent in training, it's 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. And there's a lot of competition in pro wrestling. You know, a training school could have anywhere from 20 to 120 people all fighting for spots on shows. So I always say, don't have too many lofty expectations. Don't expect to get yourself signed straight away. Start small, 1 foot in front of the other, and work your way up. But most importantly, enjoy the learning process. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the community that you're around, and just love training for pro wrestling. It's a lot of fun when you don't put too many expectations on yourself. Of course, aim high in the long run, but there's going to be a lot of little successes on the way if you keep your head on straight. And those little successes will give you momentum that may lead to those opportunities in 5, 10, 15 years' time. And then you've started training, you're on your way, you're learning the fundamentals. How do you get booked on a show? Look, training schools and promotions are often linked, so usually that's an easy way in. You can train up, impress the bookers, and then they'll book you on a show perhaps. But some places don't. Everywhere is different. Everywhere has different values, philosophies, and things that they want out of their pro wrestlers. So I always say, build a cheer squad. Try to network. Try to build up mentors and people who you can use to pick their brains, to give you regular feedback, and to also put in a good word at the right time. And tick every box. Make sure you're training hard here, but also training hard outside of here. Study tape. Work on your character. Think about what you would like to be as a pro wrestler. Build your body up. Professional wrestling is an aesthetic business. Leave no stone unturned, and eventually you might fit a role that a promotion needs on their next show. So I have my fingers crossed for you if you are just starting your journey or about to begin. It takes a lot of courage to begin professional wrestling, but I hope you get everything out of it that you want. Of course, if you're here on YouTube, click the like button, spread the word. And if you enjoy what I do, I would appreciate a subscribe, and head over to my worldbeaterwrestling.com Patreon for more exclusive content on your journey for current and aspiring pro wrestlers. See you next week for the next episode of World Beater Wrestling.
Go get him a subscribe from me. Go get him a shout out, because I ain't gonna lie though, I agree with that, because even though you try to work yourself so hard and beat yourself up for it, because I know for a fact that you're still gonna keep trying, and even though that you have a lot of things that you actually good at, some other sports where it could be like football or basketball or anything. Because I know my goal that I want to learn martial art as well, because it actually does help me a lot to it. Because like I said, I've been having a lot of mental illness for quite a long time, and it's just very struggle because my family never pay attention, my family never understand everything, because I try so hard to figure it out, how am I supposed to do this, and at the end of the day, I just feel like I just thought it helps me so far. Like whenever I have the AEW. Hold on a second. I whenever I have this for it, I had this like a long time ago for AEW, cause my I was actually planning on getting that WWE Championship and whatever championship as well. It could happen on Christmas, so hopefully, so yeah. But but yeah, that's how I really feel about it because I just thought I had this very moment when I wanted to like do a lot of journey for it. I mean, of course, for gym, even though I wanted to lose some weight, 'cause I know I need some. I know my family's, some of my friends or my families are really gonna help me out whenever I'm ready to do this. 'Cause I know it's gonna be a very long time for me to learn the martial arts. So that's how that's how I really feel because if it helps me make my dreams come true for it for my journey to pro wrestling, then let's hope it someone else right because I really wish it could be a thing. So yeah, even though I want to do this with my families, my friends, but also I want to do this for Bray Wyatt, John Cena, Daphne, RP, yeah, RP to Bray Wyatt, Daphne. Um, Cause sometimes the other thing I want to be like for a lot of things. I mean, of course, for Mick Foley. Um, yeah, of course for Mick Foley, because I know he actually quit the WWE. Um, what else? I mean, there's a lot of other things I want to be like, cause it's a lot of things that really helps me, helps me more on this pro wrestling journey. But I'll explain it out next time. So yeah, no. But yeah, man, I think that's gonna be it for right now. I hope this might help you, whatever you want to become a pro wrestler. Cause I know it's gonna help me as well. I really hope so, cause it's actually very important. So yeah, for me to start my careers, and hopefully it might happen sooner or later. Cause let's hope it make my dreams come true. So yeah, but I think that's gonna be it for right now, man. I hope y'all enjoy it, and we got other things we need to do, so stay tuned for that one. But yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and click the bell notification down below. And I will see y'all next time. This is Tyler signing out. Bye.